Hello, all. Good afternoon. Welcome back at the 22nd edition of special webinar series on Catch campaign presented by National Water Mission, Minister of Jal Shakti, Government of India, and organized by APEC News Network. You all know that almost every Saturday we are organizing this webinar with selected district magistrates and deputy commissioners from various districts of India, and also a representative from the NGO sector who are working relentlessly for various initiatives related to water sector, water management. And this is the 22nd edition in which we are joined by special guests, one from Assam, one from Bokaro. We are joined by Deputy Commissioner of Kachar, Assam, and we're also joined by DDC Bokaro, Jharkhand. But most importantly, we're joined by Sri G. Ashok Kumar, Additional Secretary and Mission Director, National Water Mission, Minister of Jal Shakti, Government of India, who will be delivering the keynote address of the 22nd edition of this special webinar series, which is happening every Saturday, focusing on various initiatives of water management in various districts across India, so that awareness campaign is created on a path-breaking, game-changing initiative by Minister of Jal Shakti for effective usage of rainwater, that is rainwater harvesting, that is called Catch the Rain campaign, which is also now officially part of Jal Shakti Abhiyan 2. We are joined by Kirti Jalil, Deputy Commissioner, Kachar, Government of Assam. Thank you so much, Ms. Kirti, for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me over. It's a great opportunity. Thank you, Ashok Kumar sir, for this platform as well.
We are also joined by Jay Kishore Prasad, DDC Bokaro from Jharkhand. We welcome Jay Kishore ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Ashok Kumar, sir.
With this, without taking much time, I hand over the session to Sri G. Ashok Kumar, who is the keynote speaker for this session and also a guiding path to all of us and all the young officers who are working on their districts, in their districts, for various initiatives related to water sector. But let's hear from the man who had the vision of starting this Catch the Rain campaign. Let's hear from him first. Sri G. Ashok Kumar, over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Shavik, and good afternoon, Kirti, J. Kishore Prasad, and all the young participants in this conference. Good afternoon, Sangamitra, and other participants in this conference. Rajiv is also there, I think CSO from the Bokaro. So, good afternoon, everybody. It's a great pleasure to be back. This is, as Shamik was telling, this is the 22nd edition of the Dialogue with DMs Catch the Rain, where we had started somewhere on 8th August 2021, when we had generally 4 or 5 DMs, 1 municipal commissioners, and one NGO. That's the pattern which we were having. We have so far conducted 21 editions, as was mentioned, and almost 70 to 85 DMs and municipal commissioners have attended. So it's a good company to be in, Kirti. We had very eminent speakers, youngsters, and senior people who had shared a lot of their work they have done and the platforms which they could actually come to the notice of many people because of the good work which they are doing it. And all of you are so lucky that these days this type of platforms are available. When we were all DMs long back, there was hardly any such opportunity, and it was like jungle mein more nache kisne dekha type. So this is what now all of you have, these platforms, digital platforms which we can showcase, and then that also increases your responsibility, and that also increases your the transparency part of it, because there'll be a lot of people who will be watching you and judging you, so that it cuts both ways. Now, having said that, I find these youngsters very confident. They have good bright ideas, and then because of the networking, they also learn from one another, and that exactly is what these type of webinars which we do provide. So along with APEC, we had been doing this seminar for the last since August 2021, and maybe 2 months because of the COVID and because of the fact that the country was going through the pandemic, and then the DMs were busy with COVID-related works, particularly the saving the lives of people, and of course afterwards the drive on vaccination. So all of you have been doing a wonderful job. So I'm happy that the name of the service is being held up by all of you, very very bright and young officers, and congratulations to all of you. Now that the COVID has lessened, the impact has sort of come down a bit. So that's why we come back to the focus on our other activities. The rainwater harvesting is one of them, which is of importance. Is Honorable PM has launched this campaign, Jal Shakti Abhiyan, Catch the Rain, somewhere on 22nd March 2021, the World Water Day. He on that day addressed nearly 2.5 lakh Gram Sarpanchas, and also the Gram Sabhas associated with that. He also interacted with about 5 Sarpanchas from various parts of the country, and he personally has written letters to all the 2.5 lakh Sarpanchas and to all the chief ministers of the state, asking their cooperation and participation. And let me share with you that nearly 2.25,000 crore rupees worth work is being done all over the country on the rainwater harvesting structures. So rainwater harvesting is probably one of the most efficient, cheapest, and the most economical way of conserving rainwater. And the states where you come from in Assam and Bokaro, there you don't find much problem of water. Probably I would say it is over water is a problem for you many times. We also had people from the Rajasthan, Gujarat side, the western part of India, where the water is very, very hard to find. They get very, very little rainfall, about 100 rainfall they get. So with that, they have to survive. So they know the value of water. They are much more respectful towards water. They save a lot of water. Yesterday, we had the water talk. We also, National Water Mission holds another 2 very important information and awareness building campaigns. One is called the Water Talk, another is the Water Tech Talk. This is done every 3rd Friday of the month. The Water Talk is done. And every 2nd Friday of the month, we have Water Tech Talk. This is basically to Water Talk. Tech Talk is basically to give cutting edge technology information to people. So we have a very niche clientele of people from universities and technical institutions and IITs and are participating in that, where we showcase the advanced technological progress in water sector, and a lot of industry people also attend, and that's a well attended one. And the second one is the Water Talk, which we do every 3rd Friday. So that last day, yesterday was the 3rd Friday of this month. So we had the Water Talk yesterday, 27th Water Talk, 28th Water Talk, in fact. That was done by Dr. Vivek Debroy, who is the chairman of the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council. So he belongs to Meghalaya. He was mentioning about the rainfalls in Meghalaya, Shillong, Assam areas, and how we had a lot of water at that time. And now he said that when he visited his old house after so many years in his village, he found that they also have a shortage of water, despite the fact that Meghalaya and all gets a lot of water. But he says rainfall comes, and then the water goes down in very short time, so that conservation of water is very poor. And summertime, because of poor conservation of water, they are going through a stress. So it's very surprising to know that areas where we get a lot of rainfall also sometimes faces the shortage of water during lean period because of the very characteristic rainfall pattern of the country. We get rainfall only during the monsoon period and not every part of the year. You look at the rainy days of India, probably it's about 100 days, 150 days. No, sorry, less than 100 days in the year. In fact, Delhi gets about 62 days rains, whereas probably countries like Denmark and all gets 100 and almost 200 days rainfall. So see the rainfall pattern. There's a temporal variation in rainfall in India. We get rainfall during very short periods, but if we can store the rainwater which comes in the that period, and you conserve it for the future use, we will not have problem. But many times we find that we are not able to conserve water. That is leading to the shortage of rainfall sometimes. Added to it, because of the climate change, with climate change, the intensity of rainfall has gone up, and because of the changing rainfall pattern and the number of days of rains have come down, so the intensity of rainfall has increased, and that has really created another problem for us in the form of floods in some parts of the area, because the rainwater cannot go down, seep into the ground because of the fast runoff. And this also creates problems of urban flooding and soil erosion and landslides in some of the hilly areas. To address these, actually, the Catch the Rain campaign was started. The Catch the Rain campaign is going on well. As I said, almost 25,000 crore work is being done. But along with that, I take this opportunity to talk to you about two other points which I wanted to tell you. One is, under the campaign, we are also planning to get an inventory of all the water bodies. So you are doing the rainwater harvesting structures. I'm happy about it. Rural areas, urban areas, we have done very specific pattern for it, how to do it. We had a meeting with the Secretary of the urban area. Secretary Urban had taken a meeting with all the municipal commissioners of cities with more than 2 lakh population, and also with the urban secretaries to find out what is to be done for the rainwater harvesting structures in the urban areas. We also had a lot of meetings with the rural area people, where we spend money from Manrega and other sources for creating rainwater harvesting structures. We have started actually meeting the DMs. Last Thursday, we had meeting with all the DMs of Uttarakhand and UP. About 90 of them were present. And the minister addressed all of them and reviewed the progress. So it is being taken up at a high level, at a very serious intensity now that the COVID has gone down. So we will have soon meetings with your districts also, district magistrates also, on the activities which they are doing in the Catch the Rain campaign. But the 2 or 3 points which I want to stress before we hand it over to you and hear from you. One is, as I said, we want to have an inventory of all the water bodies to be built. So we have sent emails on what to be done. Even last week also we have sent. So kindly check up your email which has come from jsa.ctr.gov.in. JSA is Jal Shakti Abhiyan, CTR is catchtherrain.gov.in. I don't know whether Kirti, you have seen the emails. Otherwise, you check it up. We had sent it on last week, also last Thursday. Also, we had sent an email from that. Many guidelines have been clearly given in that. So follow it. This is for making the scientific plan. First, we want all of you to go to this portal which has been created for the Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain campaign. This is jsactr.mowr.gov.in, because there's an MOWR also in there. That's a portal. If you look at that portal, all your works is promoted, we mentioned there, and we are given provision for the collectors also to modify the information. So what we are doing is we are populating that with the data given from the central ministries, because water funding is done by the central government. These details are added onto that. But of course, there are a lot of works taken up under the local funds, with your funds at the district, whether it is district mineral funds or state funds or local funds or Gram Panchayat funds. The works which are related to water conservation and taken up there, you can add that also. There's a provision for that. So have a look at it. So the work done by through CSR, also some companies in your area would have done some work. The Gram Panchayat would have taken from under the Gram Panchayat funds. In Bokaro steel plant or some those areas, the proper CSR funding works would have been done. So this may not be appearing in the database because it is not funded by the government, central government funding. So there's a provision for adding that. So you have a look at it and add it. Second is about the in making the inventory of all the water bodies in the country. That also, whatever data available with us, we have incorporated in that. Have a look at it, do a ground truthing, whether anything is missing or not, you check it up. If anything needs to be added up, there's a provision for adding it up, so you please add it up. It is basically a crowd sourcing of information on all the water harvesting structures in the country. So we would like to have an inventory of all the water bodies in the country. So have a look at it and please use the support of your DIO or any technical persons to your support. So we have asked for, the National Water Mission is providing 2 lakh rupees, up to 2 lakh rupees for giving this assistance, technical assistance. So we had asked the DMs to give me the bank account number of all your DM, your account, official bank account numbers. I don't know whether you have sent it or not. If you have not sent it, please send it. We will send you that money so that you can, if you want to hire a person, technical person, GIS expert to help you in GIS mapping of all the water bodies. As I said, many of the only 70 to 80% of the water bodies have been mapped and populated in the database. If there's anything missing, to add that, if you want to have any technical assistance, we are giving you money to hire some people for 3-4 months. They can be of use to help you in plotting that thing. And as I said, we would like to have, as the outcome of the Catch the Rain campaign, apart from the great awareness which is being built, and also from the more water body being created and maintained, we would like to have a database of all the water bodies in the country. And the last important point is we would like to set up this Jal Shakti Kendras in every district. Jal Shakti Kendras are nothing but a knowledge center for on water, because all of you are aware in the district the water is divided among various departments. Agriculture departments handle something, irrigation department, water resource department, urban department, industry department. Like that, various department handles water, and nobody gets a clear information of all the aspects of water. It's like the blind man and elephant. Different department handles different parts of the elephant, and they come and say that that's the water. To help you understand the whole picture of the elephant, an integrated picture, and giving a one-stop assistance to collector, and also for the public, we want to set up this Jal Shakti Kendra. The idea is, if somebody wants to know about the water in the district, there's no single source as of now they can contact. So this would be Jal Shakti Kendra would be providing those information about the rainfall, about the rivers is flowing, about the water the river is carrying, about the water table, about the number of bore wells in your district, about the number of wells in your district. All this information which people want can get from the Jal Shakti Kendras. More than that, they will also tell you how to make rain harvesting structures. Because what is scientifically required to make a rainwater harvesting structure in Kachchar district may not be the same as what is required for in a Rajasthan district. So what locally required to make a rainwater harvesting structures, the information or the technology depending upon the soil structure and the atmospheric conditions, that will be provided by the Jal Shakti Kendra. So that's one important thing where your district administration should take it up to setting up of Jal Shakti Kendras. In Bokaro, if the steel plant can do it, we have no problem. We are not looking at any single agency doing it, but any agency who can give information about rainwater construction of rainwater harvesting structures and information, integrated information of water is the Jal Shakti Kendra. So it can be set up in your district or at the sub district level, blocks level also. So these are a couple of points which I would like to tell you. But I want now, summing up, I want the district collectors and DDOs and all to look at the email which we had sent on last week. We would have sent from jssctr.gov.in. This contains all the previous emails sent from various sources related to Jal Shakti Abhiyan. Have a look at that thing and go through that email. You can ask your DIO to help you out in getting that printout and have a look at it. Second is about the informing the account or official account of the collectors for giving 1 lakh rupees initially from us. We send you the money to help you to set up the Jal Shakti Kendra, and as well as for hiring a technical person, and also for doing assistance for the mapping and preparing of the scientific plan based on that. And last point is we have actually using the survey outsourcing the services to Nehru Yuva Kendras for preparing, giving awareness on Jal Shakti Kendra. So every district, this Nehru Yuva Kendra we have involved. In fact, on last Thursday also we had a meeting with the district coordinators of Jal Shakti of the Nehru Yuva Kendra. So involve them, call them, and ask what are the programs which is being done. I hope you are aware of it. So if you are not aware, please call them, and they are also been mandated and asked to contact you and help you in doing the publicity for the Jal Shakti Kendra. So my last request is do a good publicity drive on the Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain campaign. Use our logo. These logos are all available in our website nwm.gov.in. I repeat it again, nwm.gov.in. Many of the materials, IEC materials required for you are available there in local languages also, whether it is a poster or whether it is a social media poster or e-poster, or all these things are available. It's available there. You can have a look at it and use them. So my request is create a Twitter storm, create your youngsters, encourage your youngsters to come forward and do a lot of publicity of this campaign, and we should make it as a very successful campaign, and we should save as much water as possible when this rain comes. The rainy season has just begun. So if we take our opportunity to build rainwater harvesting structures, we will be able to store maximum water now, and also in that process, we may probably help us in tiding over water crisis in summer. And in Bukhara and all steel plants, there are a lot of mines available, open cast mines are available. So they can be used as a water storage body. So that's all. I stop here. So I'll waiting for listening from you, and also looking forward for a lot of action from you. Thank you.
Ashok sir, we heard G. Ashok Kumar, Additional Secretary of Mission Director, National Water Mission, setting the tone of the this edition on what will be all discussed and what is the expectation from districts by National Water Mission for this great initiative called Catch the Rain campaign. So with this, with the permission of G. Ashok Kumar, can I request Kirti Jalil, DC Kachar, Assam, to give her presentation, please?
Thank you, Kumar sir, for such a detailed overview on all the activities being taken up for Catch the Rain under National Water Mission. Thank you, Souvik, for handing over. If you could kindly share the presentation, we could get started.
Yeah, it's already there on screen.
Yeah. Thank you. So, sir, I am from Hyderabad, but I'm currently holding the post of Deputy Commissioner Kachar, Silchar. Silchar is the headquarter of the district, and we are in the south of Assam. If you could go to the next slide, please.
Kirti, 1 minute. See, Bharanam, so good that you are from Hyderabad. So I am also from the Telangana cadre. So we did the outer ring road and all. It's my contribution to the city. And good, okay. Anyway, nice of you that you are joining. But so to make a campaign successful, we should like to have a common sort of a messaging part. So the logo which for the Catch the Rain which we use, we are actually using that logo of the hand. So when in that's available in our website, I can share it with you also. Try to popularize that, because that messaging, because every area is showing different messaging, would be very good. It did not strengthen it. Otherwise, if you have the same type of messaging going, it adds on to the strengths. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead.
All right. So this is in the southern part of Assam. Of course, Assam is a rain surplus state. However, the soil structure and the subsoil structure is such that the water seepage inside is not very strong. So we have problems with, at least in my district, Kashar, around 70% of the area, the bore tube wells actually do not result in positive water supply. So somewhere we've had to depend on surface water itself, and that is where the Catch the Rain campaign would be that much more important. I have also given us a brief description of the district, which I'm sure the committee is not can also look at it later on. However, this we are rain-fed area. Of course, it's surplus rain-fed area. Our predominant dependence is on agriculture. However, we are a monocropping state because in winter seasons, in dry seasons, there is water shortage, and that is because the surface water is sort of dry, and the water from the ground is not very fruitful. So our dip tube wells usually haven't been a success in this part of Assam. Next slide, please.
You have very good 3,000 mm rainfall. Very good.
Yes, sir. But it's predominantly runoff, and also the soil structure is such that it doesn't get absorbed into the ground.
Exactly.
Unless we develop specific structures. So this is a brief history, sir, of the place. It was ruled by Kachari kingdoms. The interesting thing about the Kachari kingdom rule is that they had actually developed a lot of canals called khals locally because they had realized that the groundwater seepage structure is not its strength. So they focused on developing surface level khal structures which would enhance water availability during dry seasons also. But of course, this over the years has been encroached or has been broken down. Next slide, please. These are some options, sir. So we have a lot of tea gardens in our district. And tea gardens also need a lot of water supply, which depend on nearby streams. So tea gardens also are heavily dependent on water. Hence, almost all the tea gardens we've mandated for rainwater harvesting structures. So instead of just being absorbed in the open ground, a rainwater harvest structure actually enters into the porous area of the subsoil structure where the water can further be tapped later on. So that's been a very actively pursued across the district for various tea gardens, and that has resulted in some water conservation as well. We've also had awareness campaigns with the tea labor.
Very good.
Look at how to conserve water. So tea bushes specifically need running water. It doesn't need stagnant water, and these are in hilly slopes. So that running water ensures that a lot of water is also run off. So to reconserve that and to reuse that a lot of awareness campaigns have also been taken up. So next slide, please. These are the contents of the presentation. Please proceed. So we focused on a couple of aspects. Of course, I joined last May, and this year has predominantly been on COVID. However, the existing schemes, we've ensured that these are redirected to Catch the Rain and also water conservation, be it through NREGA, be it through soil conservation department projects. So the existing water bodies and tanks, like I mentioned, because the bore don't really work here. You're from Telangana, sir, we are completely dependent on bore wells. But here they don't result in water. Even at 300 feet, they're not been resulting in water. So we've ensured that our water bodies and tanks repair work under NREGA is taken up actively. We've also been reusing the existing old British-built structures, which were earlier because of water hyacinth and other non-used structures had also gone into ill repair. Watershed area we've been trying to focus on developing it's not easy to sell safe water to normal citizens. They feel that it's a concern that can be postponed. It's an immediate concern. What we focused on is trying to convince the public on going from monocrop to at least double crop. Assam's fertility should actually have 3 crops in a year. But at least to promote double cropping, we've focused on watershed area development. One Mahotsav, so our Minister for Forests is also from this district. So there have been extensive afforestation camps also across the district. Next slide, please. One water conservation thing, sir. So after I joined, we made it mandatory for all the new building permissions. Earlier, it was also there in the bylaws, but then we've ensured that it is being followed in letter and spirit. That any new building, especially in the Silchar town, which is a town of 2.5 to 3 lakh population, that every household, at least every new household, has a mandatory water harvesting structure. We started this with DC bungalow being converted into rainwater friendly with a water harvesting structure, and also with a specific area for water collection. Of course, DC Bungalow has that area, so we couldn't push citizens for water collection area, but for rainwater harvesting structure. So we led by example. We ensured that our MP, MLA, and then the ward members also follow suit, and from there we took it forward. The that had made quite a bit of buzz. Other than that, sir, the idea of the catch the rain. So our district is our town is quite old and it's quite densely populated. So we have Assam University and NIT Silchar. So for Catch the Rain campaign since 2019 at least, we've been partnering with these students and a lot of poster competitions, art, drama skits and street plays. These have also been taken up to ensure that at least the word gets around, the buzz gets around that you have to take this seriously. These were limited in number because of COVID. However, the art campaigns had actually resulted in quite a bit of success. Next slide.
Very good. Just one point here. One is that no, since you have a lot of rainwater harvesting structures constructed, what I'm telling is we should have a drive first, actually, drive to maintain the existing structures. Because what happens when you give permission or when it is mandated that for getting your permission or occupancy certificate you require rainwater harvesting structures. For first year they do it, and Hyderabad also, you know that. No, after that, next month or next year on, it doesn't work. So
Yes.
the point which we are trying to focus emphasis this time is also that the first 2 weeks we should do a social auditing of the existing rainwater harvesting structures. Many of the buildings, they would have taken permission, they would have done it. Nando, they would have put some these leaves and all, leaves and patta and all would have come and then
Yes,
clogged the
yes.
entire path. So one drive or 1 week or 2 weeks, you can say, getting the NGOs, and you can use your Nehru Yuva Kendra volunteers. So in some of
Sir.
the area we are now, what we are told is that these fellows can be, as a social auditor, can go and check up the existing rainwater harvesting structures, whether the channels are good or not, whether channels low, the patta and leaves, whether they're clogging it, they can remove it, and where the rainwater gets collected, that rainwater harvesting structure, there we should do some sort of repacking, so that the water goes out. So that's one aspect. As a drive, you can take it up. First, what, 2 weeks for a drive for this maintenance or looking at the existing rainwater harvesting structures. The second one is, Wesley mentioned about the universities. All the large institutions which have large area, I don't know whether Assam Rifles have anything there, or whether you have universities like Assam University, their compounds and your tea gardens, you ensure that drive something like not a drop from my compound. So whatever maximum rain water you can harvest within the compound, you should harvest is there. This tea garden is a very interesting place because one of the best way of conserving water is through water moisture, soil moisture. So this mulching, the leaves and all, they can use to absorb water and retain there. It will be great absorber of water. So water absorption can be done by these leaves and mulching of leaves so that the water is absorbed there. And in Telangana, you will be happy to know, last week only we had a meeting with the Telangana governor. She had taken up meeting with 40, almost 20 universities in Hyderabad and Telangana, and also the Hyderabad Central University, Osmania University, JNTU. If you want to know about more about good rainwater harvesting structures, JNTU is one place where they have a lot of research and activities and different types of rainwater harvesting structures. If you want, I can also, there's a Sridhar, you can contact him. He is from JNTU. I'll give information if you want. There they have a very, very low footprint because you may not, so many areas you may not have large area to make the rainwater harvesting structures. Very low footprint rainwater harvesting structures they have, so you can use that. So JNTU has this provision. So in the meeting on I think 9th, when we had with the governor of Telangana, she had meeting with all the universities, all the technical universities, and also Red Cross. of all districts, which governor is heading Red Cross. They all were planned part of it. So you can also take up this campaign called Not a Drop from My Compound as a part of the Catch the Rain campaign. Maximum
Sorry, sir, could you repeat that?
I think some network issue. Uh, I think network issue. I think we can carry on with your presentation, Kirtima. Yeah.
Could you please go to the previous slide?
Yeah. Can we go to the previous? Yeah.
Yeah. So the geographical area in terms of square kilometers is around 3,786 square kilometers. As of today, we have around 20 lakh population. And as you see, the net area sown is just 1,153 square kilometers. So and this is also a monocrop area. There's scope for another at least 1,000 hectares to 1,000 square kilometer to be increased in terms of crop coverage. Also, in terms of double cropping and triple cropping, we definitely have an idea of how to expand.
Go ahead.
The area sown more than once is just 511 square kilometers, which is a crime in terms of the usage and in terms of the demand. So pre-monsoon water level, we fall to around 1.05 BGL, and post-monsoon we have around 1.62. So there is a gap there, and there is a felt need for water conservation. In this part of the world, actually, afforestation or water conservation is usually laughed at because even the citizens aren't convinced that this is something that they should take up. But Kumar sir wants to say something.
No, good. That's the point I said. It's a problem. People do not understand. People laugh when you ask for water conservation many places. Correct.
Yes, sir. So, but if you see the area sown more than once is just 511 square kilometers out of 3,700 square kilometers of the district, and almost 90% of the population is dependent on farming. And despite that, the idea of conservation has still not really been seeped in. So we try and push through the agenda of increasing the cropping pattern and increasing the cropping area as well. Next slide, please. So as you can see, the map is also shown with the hydrological GIS-based analysis. And these are the various rivers and streams that are flushing the district. So there is source of water. It's just that it's run off because of lack of conservation technologies, which is why this platform is that much more important and these schemes are that much more effective. Next slide, please. In terms of the hydrological data, we have around just 37 watershed areas. And our elevation actually varies from 0 to 1735 feet as well, meters. So that's a big variation, and that also gives us that much options to have various kinds of water conservation technologies as well. In terms of community ponds, it will be shocking to know that it's just 13 number of community ponds, and the shallow tube wells in the district are just 105. So there's clearly a need for it, and we've been promoting based on these numbers that this is just simply not enough. Next slide, please. So out of the 37 micro watersheds, only 25% have been treated under various projects. So what we've been focusing on is through the soil conservation department to take up projects, especially in forest village areas where there is a source of water. And we've been trying to convert that into a fishery cum paddy cultivation that ensures there's more profits out of the same land, and also the per drop utility increases accordingly. So this has been a model that's been quite successful. Our paddy cum fishery cultivation has been well received, but it's of course in its pilot nascent stage. But because of the good amount of profits, more and more people are actually looking forward to converting as well. So this current rainy season, we are also going for that. 37 square kilometer wetland and marshy land is 133 square kilometer. So there is scope for also ensuring that a certain kind of crops are also planted in these areas. Through this would also help conserve the water, and like Kumar sir had said, that soil is the best way to capture moisture. So these wetlands and marshy lands we are looking at developing through NREGA schemes under NRM. The Assam State Water Policy also has been put in place, and we are also following these guidelines as well. Next slide, please. The heritage water bodies are water bodies that have been identified by British long ago, and they have also converted them under the community support. And because it is community owned, it is owned by nobody. It ends up getting spoiled or getting abused halfway, and that's something that we are trying to revive through the heritage water body revival methodology. In this, we have a committee with multiple departments of soil conservation, agriculture, fishery, and PWD, roads as well, as these areas need proper connectivity as they've been forgotten. Another thing that we've also tried is these heritage water bodies are predominantly now filled with water hyacinths. They've gone into disrepair and misuse. So through SHG promotion, using the water hyacinths, we're ensuring livelihood promotion of developing bags and reeds and file holders and stuff like that. So that's a income generating activity we are designing. Through NREGA, we are cleaning the water hyacinth, and once the water hyacinth is cleaned, these ponds are being leased for fishery. Fishery ensures that the water is clean. Fisheries also ensure that because there is a profit module involved there is no encroachment, because usually these heritage bodies suffer from encroachment issues. Also, that because it needs fresh water, there are a lot of pumps and make do fountains that are developed that ensure that the water is oxygenated and ensure that there's no percolation in the lower levels. Of course, we've used technology as well. Physical and digital visualization has been incorporated. We have NISAC, Northeast Space Application Center, whom we are in touch with for using various analytical tools and also maps. Next slide, please. We've drawn a detailed action program when we had launched the Catch the Rain program last year. And there are various activities we are taking up under this. One thing, can you go to the next slide, please? Sorry, just the previous slide. The one thing that actually we are quite proud of, sir, is this is a local solution that I had used in my earlier district as well. Almost predominantly, most of the schools, government schools, have dip tube well or a hand pump or a water pump as a source of water. More often than not, that hand pump becomes the source of water for the entire village or for a nearby cluster of families and their livelihoods. So more often than not, this water is also overrun in terms of carrying capacity, in terms by students, it is misused. So we've developed through the school monitoring and development committee funds, existing funds with no additional budget expenditure, we've developed a water collection area beneath the hand pump. This is a very micro initiative, but it's been very effective, sir, because these are government properties that are not protected by anybody. The villagers wash their cattle there, they wash their clothes there, they take that water for drinking purposes and various other such issues. But when you pump a hand pump, and once your water need is fulfilled, there's a lot of water runoff. And if you notice, most often these hand pump areas are cemented so that it doesn't become too slushy. But the water isn't directed to a water harvesting area. So to also catch them young and to also promote students' interest into such water harvesting structures, we had incorporated this into schools. And through eco clubs, which are clubs of environment and water conservation in each school, we've made the children realize what these structures are being built upon. So using minimal expenditure, we had covered around 200 schools where the water is being caught after excessive usage. And that goes directly into the soil to replenish the hand pump later on. So this is something that we've managed to successfully do it in my previous district, which we're carrying forward in this district as well. And post this monsoons, we'll be taking it up in our schools as well. This is something that's generated quite a bit of positive news, and it also helps in catching the students at a very young age to develop interest in water conservation, or even to have a discussion on this kind of topic. Next slide, please. We have some snapshots of activities taken, sir. So like I was talking about the heritage water tanks, these are old structures which are also fresh water supply to nearby villages. However, for various reasons, because clothes are washed and because of nitrates increasing, there's been huge water hyacinth growth, which also stagnates the health of the structure. So we've taken this on priority through NREGA, and these activities have actually resulted in quite a bit of goodwill amongst the community to focus on water conservation also. Next slide, please. We've had, like I said, the drill bits have not been as successful. So we've gone for solar generated hand pumps. These have been quite successful, and there's been a huge demand for these. So we are ensuring supply of these through the APART project that we have. And where there is solar hand pump, we are also mandating and requesting the farmers to also build a water harvest structure. So those who are getting this subsidy are being convinced to build a harvest structure based on their own expenditures, which is a give and take reverse system. So that, because usually farmers are usually seen as entitlement of subsidy, but they don't promise us anything in return. So the water harvest structures have been promised by them, and we've had quite a few farmers coming forward in building within their own farm water harvesting structures as well. Next slide, please. These are development of forgotten watershed collection points. So these, as you can see, so we promoted saying that this would be a good option for fishery, which attracts the farmer's interest as it's a profit motive. And then we develop these water reserve tanks. Almost actually 70% of our district land can be converted into water tanks because of the non-porous structure of the soil. And hence the water can be caught, can be used for fresh fish development. Kachar is actually south of Assam. We speak Bengali here. And Bengali population is, of course, consumes fish on an every single day. So there is a huge demand for fish as well. So through the idea of fishery as an income generating activity, we've been promoting water harvesting structures and water storage tanks. Next slide, please. So these are also the village community ponds that people use for daily usage as well. In this also, we've been trying to ward off usage of unscientific way. For example, trying to convince them not to wash their clothes in the same water, as it generates a lot of nitrates and it basically kills the fish in the fish cultivation. This also ensures the health of the community ponds. Next slide, please. That is all, sir. So the school program is something that actually we are very proud of, and it's generated quite a bit of positive news as well. And we want to expand it to all the 3,000 schools that we have in our district, but this will be done in a phased manner. And we've already sent the account details for the Catch the Rain campaign. I'm sure the money must be being transferred shortly, sir.
Okay, fine.
Other than that, Jal Shakti Kendra will definitely take up.
So excellent activities, Kirti. I'm very happy that speaking from Kachar, we are hearing you here in Delhi, and I'm very happy that from Telangana you are gone there. Where are you from, Telangana? Hyderabad?
Born and brought up in Hyderabad, sir, but actually Warangal, parents hail from Warangal.
Oh, very good, very good. So, very nice. So I was really reminded of a lot of things in Hyderabad, which we did include in the Outer Ring Road, the Lumbini Lacerium, and all these things. It was done during my period as Vice Chairman Huda. Okay. Now, a couple of points which you said was very, very happy that, in fact, I didn't really give too much introduction on the Catch the Rain campaign because I thought it is there. People will be aware by now. See, the campaign, what many of the points you mentioned are also a part of the campaign. So this is like heritage structures. So we had requested all the collectors to look at all the traditional water bodies and then develop it. So there are people in Pondicherry who have done the revival of the canals of the Chola Kings. It's done there. We have people who have done a revival and cleaning up of the these tankas in Rajasthan, stepwells in Rajasthan. So it's they have now Harchandran and all are doing a lot of work in stepwells in Hyderabad, in Telangana. Last week I was in Hyderabad, first week of July. So 3rd of July, I was in Haryana, in Telangana, Gachibowli. You know, the Gachibowli itself is a Bauli. So there was a small bavi akada that was cleaned up, and then we had started the Catch the Rain Blue Hyderabad program, where we looked at various reviving of the old step wells. There are a lot of old Nizam and such zamane ke wo bahut sara bavi hai, all that we have cleaned up and done that. So traditional water bodies revival is very important. You are doing it very nice, and also linking up with livelihood. It's very, very important that unless we give a livelihood option with the conservation work, people will not be invested. So fisheries is one very good opportunity, and rightly said, the Bengali population in Silchar would be definitely interested in fish. So the fishy culture also, if we can promote in this water where you collect it serves a double purpose. It also helps you in maintaining good clean water, and also the people will be enthusiastic to collect and store water. That's a very nice idea. So livelihood programs also should be linked up, whether it's a little bit of tourism. In Nizamabad, there's a lake which is actually called Ashok Sagar, named after me, but that has become a big tourist center there. It was a very dirty lake, which over 200 acres water body was there, so which we developed during my period as collector in 2000 there. So that has now a tremendous tourist potential. A lot of people go there. For 2,000 people go there, and that is actually it's continuing for last 20 years. So that's how, if you link up with some livelihood of the local people, that they will ensure that the water body is maintained. And the very important is your intervention with the school children. Catch them up. They have to be made aware of the value of water. And the soak pit is very interesting, because a lot of water actually is lost in the hand pumps, and you have to maintain the purity of the water there. So I was remembering what we did in Nizamabad in 2001. We had this district drinking water committees. Every habitation, 5-6 ladies, Manaka, we have a lot of very strong self-help groups in Telangana at that time. So we had the committees of women of from that habitation, 3 or 4 scheduled caste women, then the other women from the village. We formed a habitation drinking water committee. Their job was only to ensure that the water source is clean. So I said, you don't look into how much money Sarpanch is spending, but all you know is that when the Sarpanch says that this tank is required cleaning, and the date is written there for next date of cleaning, you ensure that the water tank is cleaned. So every date you specify, you ensure that the water tank is clean, and the water source is protected. There's nobody, gorilla and all, they should not be taking bath and all. So protecting the source integrity, protecting the purity of the source, and also, as you rightly said, the runoff from the hand pins, where a lot of slush and water will be generally collected. If you have a good soak pit created, that lot of water goes back to the ground. So these are very, very good interventions, and the children, if they are taught about these interventions and the value of water, it carries a long way. Very nice, excellent work done, Kirti. Please continue the work we are doing it. So almost have a look at the website nwm.gov.in. There are a lot of initiatives of various collectors are there, and many of these points which you had mentioned also are there. So let us make this Catch the Rain campaign, Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain campaign, into a big mass movement, including the public representatives, children, school, and be in touch with the with Nehru Yuva Kendra people. They also have a lot of information over the IEC materials which we are giving them. It is there also in our website, using Nukkad Nataks, Jail Chaupals. Then you are. I'd be very happy if a lot of tweets and all come from, because that doesn't require any boundary. So if a lot of tweets from you and your district on Catch the Rain, it is the hashtag Catch the Rain, or you can also tag me at Ashokji or nwm.gov.in. So GOI. This also we also feel that we get response from far-flung areas of the country. Kachar is very far away from Delhi. So, but then if you get a tweet from there, that will really make us happy that, okay, the work is going on there and we'll get connected with that. So use your digital media platform, the tweets and Facebook and all, tag the Catch the Rain campaign and the Jal Shakti and NWM GOI, so that your tweets also come here, and then we also will be able to proudly say that, okay, look at this, what our Kriti is doing so much good work in Kachar. Yeah. Good. Please go at the good way. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Very kind of you. Thank you, and we'll push for doing much more, sir. Thank you. And Ashok Sagar, of course, we've heard, sir. We didn't know it was associated with you. That's even more inspiring and motivating, sir. We'll definitely try and replicate the same model here as well. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kirti Jali, Deputy Commissioner, Kachar Assam, for joining us from Kachar, Silchar. And now we are joined by Jay Kishore Prasad, DDC Bokaro from Jharkhand. Welcome, Jay Kishore ji. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Sir.
Let's have a perspective from you.
सर, मैं बोकारो का जय किशोर प्रसाद, मैं हिंदी में बोलूंगा सर, चूंकि झारखंड
हमारा ज्यादातर प्रोग्राम हिंदी में होते हैं, कोई बात नहीं, ठीक, चलिए
जी। और झारखंड का लैंग्वेज भी सर हिंदी ही है, इसलिए हिंदी में बोलूंगा मैं।
बढ़िया। ये
बोकारो जो सेंट्रल झारखंड में अवस्थित है सर, और इसका जो ज्योग्राफिकल एरिया है सर, वो 2,88,992 हेक्टेयर में है सर। फॉरेस्ट एरिया जो है 74,000 हेक्टेयर में है सर, और एरिया अंडर वाटर जो है सर वो 35,000 के आसपास है। और एग्रीकल्चर लैंड सर जो है यहाँ पर वो सर करीब 38,000 हेक्टेयर में है सर। जो टोटल रेनफॉल है सर बोकारो का वो 1450 मिलीमीटर है सर। अब मैं कैच द रेन के बारे में सर कुछ बातें शेयर करना चाहता हूँ सर से। जैसे पूर्व में मैडम ने और अशोक सर ने बताया, उसी क्रम को मैं आगे बढ़ाना चाहता हूँ। हमारे बोकारो जिला में सर जितने रूफ टॉप वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग है, जितने भी हमारे गवर्नमेंट बिल्डिंग्स हैं सर, जितने भी हैं, चाहे वो स्कूल हो, कॉलेजेस हो, आंगनबाड़ी केंद्र हो, या फिर सामुदायिक भवन हो, पंचायत भवन हो, सभी में हम लोगों ने रूफ टॉप वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग का कार्य करवाया है सर। और इससे हम लोग को ये लाभ हुआ है कि जितने भी गवर्नमेंट बिल्डिंग हैं उनके बगल में हम लोगों ने वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग करवाते हुए सोकपीट का भी निर्माण करवाया है, जिससे कि वाटर टेबल मेंटेन रहता है। और हम लोग प्रयास अब कर रहे हैं नेहरू युवा केंद्र के माध्यम से कि लोगों में ये जागरूकता हो कि जितने भी गांव में घर हैं जो पक्के मकान हैं, जहां पक्का छत है, उसमें सर वो लोग अपना वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग करवाएंगे, और तो वाटर टेबल जो है वो पूरे गांव में मेंटेन रहेगा, पूरे पंचायत में मेंटेन रहेगा, जिससे कि वाटर टेबल का मेंटेनेंस अच्छा रहेगा और हमको इजीली वाटर अवेलेबल रहेगा सर। इसके साथ साथ सर जितने भी स्कूल्स हैं, हमारे जितने भी स्कूल हैं, आंगनबाड़ी केंद्र हैं, और जितने भी हमारे गवर्नमेंट बिल्डिंग्स हैं सर, सब में जहां हैंड पंप है या फिर सर सोलर हैंड पंप है, वहां पर पानी की निकासी होती है सर। तो हम लोगों ने प्रयास किया है कि पंचायतवार, ग्रामवार, सभी जगहों पर जहां पर पानी की निकासी होती है हैंड पंप के माध्यम से, या फिर जो सोलर हैंड पंप है वहां पर 5-6 नल लगे रहते हैं, उससे पानी गिरती है, उसको हम लोग इकट्ठा करके सोकपीट में भेजते हैं, जिससे कि वहां पर भी वाटर टेबल मेंटेन होती है सर। इसके अलावे हम लोग प्रयास कर रहे हैं बोकारो जिला में सर कि जितने भी हमारे ओल्ड पॉन्ड्स हैं, जो बड़े बड़े पॉन्ड्स हैं, कुछ जमींदारी पॉन्ड्स भी हैं बड़े बड़े, उसको हम लोग अब ये कर रहे हैं, उसका रिनोवेशन करवा रहे हैं, उसकी सफाई करवा रहे हैं, ताकि वो पुराने जो पॉन्ड्स हैं उसमें वाटर टेबल मेंटेन रहे और वाटर पूरा भरा रहे, जिससे कि 2 लाभ होता है सर। एक तो मछली पालन उसमें होती है, उसके अलावा सिंचाई की भी सुविधा उससे मिलती है हम लोगों को। इसके साथ साथ सर हम लोग मनरेगा के माध्यम से करीब करीब सभी पंचायतों में, सभी गांवों में, टोलों में सर हम लोग पॉन्ड्स बना रहे हैं। और यहाँ सर एक डोभा बनाया जाता है जो कि जिसकी जो लंबाई चौड़ाई रहती है 100 फीट बाई 100 फीट रहती है, या 50 फीट बाई 50 फीट, और 10 फीट गहरी रहती है। वो स्लोपिंग एरिया जहाँ रहता है, जहाँ नीचे अंतिम में वो जाता है खेत में, उसमें हम लोग बनाते हैं ताकि वाटर टेबल मेंटेन करने में जो रेन वाटर है वो वहाँ बह कर जाता है, वहाँ जमा होता है, जिससे कि वाटर टेबल मेंटेन होता है सर। इसके साथ साथ सर हम लोग सीरीज ऑफ चेक डैम्स भी बना रहे हैं सर। जहाँ छोटे छोटे नाले रहते हैं वहाँ हम लोगों ने प्रयास किया है कि वाटर कंजर्वेशन से और माइनर इरिगेशन जो विभाग है हमारा बोकारो में, उसके माध्यम से सर हम लोग उसका निर्माण करा रहे हैं। सीरीज ऑफ चेक डैम्स में होता क्या है कि थोड़ा थोड़ा पानी रुकता है और लास्ट में जाकर के वो रिजर्वायर के रूप में वो रुकता है, तो उससे भी वाटर टेबल का हम लोगों का मेंटेनेंस बढ़ता है। इसके बाद सर हम लोग लूज बोल्डर डैम्स जो चेक डैम्स है उसका भी निर्माण कर रहे हैं। यहाँ छोटी छोटी नाले और नदियाँ बहुत ज़्यादा हैं। ये पहाड़ी क्षेत्र है सर बोकारो। इसका एक पार्ट जो है वो पहाड़ी क्षेत्र है और जंगल की एरिया भी काफ़ी है, तो वहाँ हम लोग लूज बोल्डर जो छोटे छोटे बोल्डर्स होते हैं उसको इकट्ठा करके पानी रोकने का प्रयास करते हैं। चूँकि बरसात के दिनों में जो पानी बरसती है वो ज़्यादा मात्रा में बाहर नहीं जाए, इसी के लिए लूज बोल्डर हम लोग सीरीज ऑफ चेक डैम्स भी बनाते हैं सर। कुछ कुछ जगहों में देखा गया है सर कि जहाँ पर पॉन्ड्स हैं या कैनाल्स हैं वहाँ पर सिल्टिंग बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, तो हम लोग उसको भी प्रयास कर रहे हैं कि सभी को डिसिल्टिंग करें ताकि उसमें भी वाटर टेबल मेंटेन हो सर। पुराने जितने भी सर हम लोगों के कुआं हैं, वेल्स हैं, पॉन्ड्स हैं, उनका भी हम लोग रिपेयरिंग कर रहे हैं ताकि उसमें भी पानी उपलब्ध रहे, लोगों को पानी पीने के लिए भी मिले और इसके साथ साथ सिंचाई की भी व्यवस्था उससे हो। कुछ किचन गार्डन्स जो है वो सिंचाई कूप जो रहती है, इरिगेशन वेल जिन्हें कहा जाता है, तो उसको अगल बगल में सब्जी की खेती होती है तो उससे ही पटवन के लिए उसमें पानी मिलता है। तो हम लोग प्रयास कर रहे हैं जो कुआं पुराने हो गए हैं उसको रिनोवेट कर रहे हैं और रिनोवेट करने के बाद उसमें से पंप लगा करके हम लोग प्रयास करते हैं कि अगल बगल में सब्जी की खेती हो और उसी से पानी पटे। क्योंकि उसके बगल में पानी पटती है तो वाटर वहीं का वहीं रहता है और वाटर टेबल मेंटेन रहता है, जिससे कि सब्जी का उत्पादन भी अच्छा खासा होता है सर। इसके अलावा सर हम लोग नाडेप टैंक्स भी बना रहे हैं काफ़ी मात्रा में, जो हम लोग मनरेगा के माध्यम से बनाते हैं। ये इससे भी हम लोगों का वाटर टेबल मेंटेन रहता है सर। इसके साथ साथ हम लोग अब माइनर इरिगेशन को हम लोगों ने चेक डैम्स बनाने का जिम्मा दिया है कि छोटे छोटे चेक डैम्स बनेंगे और छोटे छोटे एरिया को का जो कैचमेंट एरिया है वो बढ़ेगा और वहाँ पर पानी रहेगा तो वाटर टेबल सर वहाँ पर मेंटेन रहेगा। और नाला का भी हम लोग रिनोवेशन करवा रहे हैं। कुछ कुछ नाले हैं जो कि सिल्टिंग के कारण भर गए हैं, उनको भी हम लोग उसका डिसिल्टिंग कर रहे हैं ताकि उसमें भी पानी उपलब्ध रहे और लोग उससे सिंचाई करें और साथ साथ उसका अन्य उपयोग भी होता है सर। नाले के बगल में लोग सब्जी की खेती करते हैं तो उससे उनको पानी पटवन में आसानी होती है। इसके साथ साथ सर हम लोग का ये भी अब प्लान है कि यहाँ पर बोकारो जिला में सर माइंस एरिया भी कुछ है, बेरमो में और गोमिया में, उसमें कुछ ओपन कास्ट माइंस भी हैं। तो हम लोगों का अब यही है प्रोग्राम नेक्स्ट फेज में कि उसमें जो पानी हम लोगों का उपलब्ध हो रहता है, चूँकि ओपन कास्ट माइंस में जब माइनिंग हो जाता है उसका काफ़ी मात्रा में पानी उपलब्ध रहती है, तो फिशरी को हम लोग डेवलप करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं कि उसमें फिशरी डेवलप होगा तो लोगों को जीविकोपार्जन के लिए अच्छी उपलब्धि मिलेगी और लोगों का स्तर भी ऊंचा होगा। इसके साथ साथ सर हम लोग डोभा का भी निर्माण करा रहे हैं और हम लोगों का जो ये कैंपेन चल रहा है सर, कैच द रेन, इसमें नेहरू युवा केंद्र का हम लोगों को भरपूर सहयोग मिल रहा है। वो गांव-गांव घूम करके पंचायत भवन में, सामुदायिक भवन में लोगों को जागरूक कर रहे हैं कि कैसे आपको पानी का संरक्षण करना है और कैसे आपका जीवन में पानी का क्या उपयोग है, इस बारे में वो नेहरू युवा केंद्र के लोग बताते हैं, बच्चे बताते हैं। लोगों में जागरूकता आ रही है। अब लोगों में जागरूकता आने से हम लोगों को भी ये सहूलियत हो रही है कि जो बात हम लोग बता रहे थे, साथ में नेहरू युवा केंद्र के लोग बता रहे हैं, दोनों मिल करके साझा ये कार्यक्रम हम लोग कर रहे हैं, तो लोगों में ये जागरूकता उत्पन्न हो रही है सर। दैट्स ऑल सर। इसके बाद और कुछ मेरे पास नहीं है कहने के लिए, इतना ही है, चूंकि इतना ही है सर। दैट्स ऑल।
बहुत बढ़िया जयप्रकाश जी, आपने काफी अच्छी बात की। एक्चुअली देखिए, देश के अलग अलग हिस्सों में अलग अलग तरह से काम होना चाहिए। तो जो आपको सूटेड है, जैसे मैंने पहले ही बताया, जो स्ट्रक्चर हम वहाँ पे लद्दाख में बनाते हैं, वो वहाँ पे सोनू हमारे वो आया था, सोनू वांगचुक आया था, तो उन्होंने वहाँ पे आइस स्तूप बनाया था। वो तो राजस्थान में होगा नहीं, तो जो अपने लोकल एरिया के हिसाब से अनुकूल करना चाहिए, उसी को करना है। तो आपने बहुत बढ़िया टॉक्ड अबाउट दी सीरीज ऑफ चेक डैम्स, बिकॉज हिली एरिया में तो सीरीज ऑफ चेक डैम्स ही बहुत बढ़िया होता है। और पहले हमारे एक प्रोग्राम में एक वहाँ से आई थिंक डीएम आए थे झारखंड से, उन्होंने भी बताया कि वो काफ़ी बोर बंद बनाते थे। तो बोर अपने बोरी में मट्टी डाल के वो छोटे छोटे डैम्स जहाँ पे वाटर फ्लो होता था, छोटे छोटे नालों में उसको रोकने के लिए छोटे छोटे बोर बांध बना के बहुत सारा पानी वहाँ के वहीं रोकते थे। तो रोक के उसी को इस्तेमाल करते थे। सो दैट्स वाई आप भी अपने जो एरिया में सूटेबल जितने भी वो कर लीजिएगा। बहुत बढ़िया। मेरा एक ही इदा की आपने ये डिसिल्टिंग ऑफ टैंक्स के बारे में बताया, वो भी हमारा इस कैच द रेन कैंपेन का हिस्सा कि जितने भी टैंक्स है उसको डिसिल्ट करे, उसमें से एनक्रोचमेंट हटा दे। जो नाला जिससे पानी आता है उस वाटर बॉडी में, उसी को भी साफ करे ताकि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पानी उस हमारे वाटर बॉडी में आए, उसी का एनक्रोच भी हटवा देंगे। ये सब आप काम कर रहे हैं, बहुत बढ़िया। एंड आपने ये भी बताया कि नेहरू युवा केंद्र के लोग आपके साथ काम कर रहे हैं, उसी को भी यूज़ करके अवेयरनेस बढ़ा दीजिए। वॉल राइटिंग ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बनाइए। ये ट्वीट तो अच्छा है, मगर वो एक दिन के लिए रहता है। मगर अगर अपने बस स्टैंड के सामने या जहाँ पे पब्लिक ज़्यादा इकट्ठा होता है उसी एरिया में अगर वॉल राइटिंग करते हैं, जल शक्ति अभियान, कैच द रेन के बारे में, जल संग्रह के बारे में, और कैसे हम पानी को ना वेस्ट करने, ये सब बारे की बातें करेंगे तो वो बहुत साल रहता है। वॉल राइटिंग तो 5-6 साल तो ऐसे ही रहता है। तो वॉल राइटिंग करने के लिए भी आप सबको ये प्रोत्साहित लीजिएगा। बहुत बढ़िया। तो दूसरा आपने ओपन कास्ट माइन के बारे में बताया। ओपन माइन हमने एक बार मीटिंग माइंस सेक्रेटरी से भी किया था, माइंस जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी और चेयरमैन ऑफ दी वेरियस कोल कमिटी से भी किया था। उन सबको भी आदेश दिया गया है कि ज़्यादातर सा पानी इकट्ठा करने के लिए ओपन कास्ट माइन का इस्तेमाल करें। तो आप उसमें भी यू एंश्योर दैट द वाटर इज कलेक्टेड मैक्सिमम इन दिस ओपन कास्ट माइन, एंड देन वहाँ पे आप जैसे आपने बताया फिशरीज का भी अगर प्रावधान करे तो दैट विल बिकम लाइवलीहुड आल्सो। वेरी गुड, थैंक यू। बट जैसे आई टोल्ड अर्लियर, आपका जो आप मेरा ईमेल हमने जो कलेक्टर को भेजा था वो देख लीजिएगा, उसमें बहुत सारा गाइडलाइंस बना हुआ है। एंड सेकेंड इज आपका अकाउंट्स भेजा कि नहीं वो देखना है। और जल शक्ति केंद्र का भी आप कोल वहाँ से आप भी कर सकते हैं, नहीं तो प्राइवेट पार्टी से भी कर सकते हैं। जल शक्ति केंद्र भी करने की कोशिश कीजिएगा, ठीक है? Very good, very nice. Thank you.
Ashok sir, with your permission, before we end this, We have some photos from Bokaro also, some case
Very
studies.
good.
Can we play that on screen?
Fine. Please go ahead.
So this is some
Very
of the
nice.
photos from Bokaro,
Very
which
good.
Jai Kishore was talking about.
जैसे मैंने बताया, प्लीज सेंड इट टू अस, वी कैन पुट इट ऑन आवर वेबसाइट, ताकि आपको भी ऑल इंडिया, ये हमारे वेबसाइट में काफी लोग आते रहते हैं देखने के लिए, तो आपका भी काम का पब्लिक को पता चलेंगे, वो लोग भी आपको खुश हो जाएंगे, आपका भी नाम रोशन हो जाएंगे. प्लीज पुट ऑल दीज गुड वर्क्स यू आर डन आपके हमारे catchtherrain.nwm@gmail.com में दोबारा catchtherrain.nwm@gmail.com उसी में भेज दीजिएगा. हम अपने वेबसाइट में रखेंगे. हमारे वेबसाइट में भी बहुत सारा फोटोस अवेलेबल है, बाकी जिलों में काम हो रहा है, आप उसे भी देख के आपका मॉडिफिकेशन कर सकते हैं. थैंक यू.
Right.
ये गुड, बहुत बढ़िया. चलो.
Right. I think with this we have come to the end of the 22nd edition of this webinar series on Catch the Rain campaign with district magistrate, deputy commissioners, and representatives from districts and NGOs. This special webinar series is presented by National Water Mission, Minister of Jal Shakti, Government of India, and organized by APEC News Network. As Ashok sir was saying in the beginning, that we have come a long way in last 1 year. That is, we have done 22 editions of this weekly webinar. If I'm not, we'll be doing now from alternate Saturdays because of this COVID situation and vaccination drive. Everything is going on, and we have got more than almost 40 to 50 districts have been represented in this weekly webinar, Ashok sir, in last 1 year or so. I must also say that when Kirti Jalli was talking about the initiative in schools, I remember in one of these editions only, we remember a district magistrate, I think from Vadodara, where she has done tremendous work with schools for rainwater harvesting structures, if I'm not wrong. And you talked about, we saw address by people, officer from Bokaro. There also I remember we had a district magistrate from Chhattisgarh. There also we talked about how we reinvented the entire mining system for rainwater harvesting and everything. So that is the beauty of this knowledge sharing platform which we are trying to do. And I must say that the vision was yours, G. Ashok Kumar, National Water Mission, Mr. Jal Shakti, Government of India, and APEC has played a small part in the last 1 year, because from the inception of Catch the Rain campaign a year back, APEC has been partnering with National Water Mission and Mr. Jal Shakti, Government of India, to promote and create awareness and create this knowledge sharing platform, so the best of the minds from India come together and interact with each other, so that best cases can be leveraged in other districts as well. Thank you so much, Sri G. Ashok Kumar, keynote speaker for this session and in fact for the entire series. Additional Secretary and Mission Director, National Water Mission, Minister of Jal Shakti, Government of India, Kirti Jalil, Deputy Commissioner, Kachhar, Assam, and Jai Kishore Prasad, DDC, Bokaro, Jharkhand, for joining us today on the 22nd edition. Do join us in the 23rd edition, that is next to next Saturday, again with new sets of district representatives who will be showcasing their initiatives on water management. And please remember, Catch the Rain campaign, whenever it falls, wherever it falls. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Souvik ji.
Thank you.